What's going on, guys? What would Vinny do? Real excited about tonight. I got my man Aaron Davis in the house, professional boxer who is the welterweight champion of the world. Davis is known as Superman, won the 1986 Golden Gloves, defeated Maurice Donovan of the Knights Community Center in the finals to win the championship. He then turned pro in 1986 and won his first 32 fights, including a ninth upset over Mark Breland to capture the WBA welterweight title in 1990. Davis's professional boxing record stands at 49-6, with 31 wins coming by way of knockout. Davis trained at Gleason's Gym in New York City, as well as Morris Park Boxing Club in the Van Ness section of the Bronx. And he's now a trainer himself, and he's training people in Morris Park Boxing Gym, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. So let's start, man. Growing up in the Bronx, born in 1967. What part of the Bronx did you grow up in?
Over by Bruckner Boulevard.
Okay.
Yeah, grew up on Bruckner.
Big family, small family?
Not small. Small.
Okay. Did you like growing up in the Bronx?
Oh, yeah. I loved it.
Right?
I kind of miss my childhood.
Of course. It's different now, right? The kids don't do what we used to do when we were little.
Back then, when it was drugs, I can't remember the drugs. We used to be outside, play basketball, play baseball, play football, play scales.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Do back
That's
then.
it. It's not like that now, right?
No.
I don't even see the kids outside
I
anymore.
don't mean
It's sad, right?
Yep. And then we had the health department. We had sport departments. We had PA. We had all kinds of stuff.
Right.
We used to do. And programs that we used to have, they don't have.
Right. So what school did you go to?
I went to PS 36, 125, Stevenson.
Okay. Did you, the boxing, did it start early or not really?
Yeah, I started out actually really early. I'll go back to the gym back before that was
How old?
Probably like 2 years old.
Okay.
Every now and then, my father was to the gym.
Was your father a fighter? So he got you into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Was he a professional too?
Yeah, he was professional too.
Oh, nice.
He was a champion. In service.
Okay.
He was a professional person.
Okay. So back then, was there boxers that you, as a kid growing up, like who were some of the boxers that you?
Oh, as I was coming up, I used to look at it. Well, I probably was like 14, 15, 16. I like fighters like Jerry Coon. Because I was around these guys.
What, in the gym?
Yeah, in the gym. I was around Jerry Coon. I was around. I see Sugar Ray was come by the gym.
Leonard.
Yeah, I see
Okay.
Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns was my best friend. Love that team. That pretty much was the fight was good.
Okay. Did you know at an early age you were good, or were people like, were you like a prodigy, or you had to work at it?
Well, I
Did it
played
come to you easy?
baseball. I played a lot of baseball.
Okay.
I played baseball, my main sport. Boxing was something I could do. But I really didn't start taking serious until I lost to him. So I lost the guy. So I'm gonna beat this guy.
Why, like in the gym, in the ring, or
Yeah, I had to. It was like a regular fight. I lost to the guy.
And this is when you're young,
Yeah, I was young.
but you weren't amateur.
It was amateur. Yeah.
Okay.
It was an amateur fight.
All right.
And I lost to him. And I started training. I feel like I'm doing that.
See, that's interesting, right? Because I talk about that all the time. Sometimes when you lose, it's actually better for you, right? Because then you got to figure out how to win, right?
Yeah.
So you got to go back to the drawing board. What did I do wrong? I got to train better. I got to focus more, right? When you win, it's easy to become complacent, right?
Yeah.
Right? So your loss made you motivated to go figure it out. So what did you do? You just train harder?
Yeah, I trained hard. I went to the gym on the regular. Because I used to go to the gym every now and then.
So it was like a hobby at first, and then you weren't really serious about it, right?
And I was either that baseball or I was boxing. Baseball. I was pretty good at baseball.
Oh, really? So you had to decide which one you were going to do, right?
Yeah.
It's hard when you're good at like multiple things, because to get really good at one, you got to go all in, right? You got to. So after you lost that fight, you said, "What? I'm going to train. I'm going to be."
Yeah, so I trained.
Nice. So, as far as boxing, what do you think is the most important part of it? Is it having the right trainer? Is it like to come up and to really like what helped you like to motivate you? And
What helped me motivate me is like I was just a person that didn't like to lose in whatever I did.
So you're competitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hated to lose.
Okay.
When I played baseball, I just get mad at my teammates or name myself because we lost. I hated to lose.
We have something in common.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. So, and I tell people it's not a bad thing, right? Because it forces you. You don't like the feeling, so you want to avoid it. So you train hard and you practice hard, right?
No, anything I do, like if I lose, I gotta work hard because I just hate to lose.
That's it. So you're an amateur and you come back and you fight and you beat that person. But when does it become like, yo, I'm gonna do this for real? Like when is that moment? Do you remember when that moment happened?
That moment happened probably and right up to my last year in the Golden Gloves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how old were you then? Were you still in high school or was that
17, 18?
Okay. Did you do good in school or school was really not?
Nah, school was that good.
Okay. So you got into the Golden Gloves.
Yeah, I won the Golden Gloves.
Right.
And I said, I'm gonna go pro.
Okay.
Then I turned pro.
Okay. So I know, like, I had a few friends that were pro, and when you turn pro, like, people think, like, you're all of a sudden you're making all this money. It's not like that, right? You need that big fight before you make the money, right? So you're struggling at the beginning, right?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't really struggling because I had people around me that helped me out. They took care of me, far. Friends, I had friends from the neighborhood, friends out. There was a lot of money out there back then, too, So you had people that were making money. They wanted to make sure you did the right thing.
Okay.
So.
But I'm saying, what about like when you have a fight? So you're pro, right? Your first pro fight. You don't make big money on that fight, right?
No,
nothing, right?
No, what I get for my first fight, I think I probably got. Guys was getting $400.
Okay.
$500. Okay, guys.
But then what? Your trainer gets a part of it,
Yeah.
Right? It gets whacked up, like, right?
Well, my trainers, they never took money from me until I started fighting probably 8 or 10 rounds. They never took the money. Like my first fight, I can't believe I got probably like $1,500. My first fight. That was big. That was a lot of money back then too, because.
What, in the 90s?
People was fighting for $400. I know about competitive boxing, but I never fought 4 rounds. I went straight to 6.
Okay.
Because my coaches knew that I was a distance fighter, like a good as I go on. So I fought 6 rounds, and I fought some 8 rounds. I think I fought 1 or 2 amateur fights, pro fights. And then I went straight overseas. I was fighting over there. I was with the Garden, but they were co-promoting with a promoter from Paris, in Europe. So I kind of lived over there for 2.5 years, back and forth from here to there.
And when you were a young kid, how old were you at that?
I was like 18 years old. 18 going on 19.
So was somebody, you were by yourself, or you had like your family?
No, I had my coach with me, so I had my father brought me. That's it. But that was just it. I hated over there.
Really?
Too. But I was making money in Paris. Paris was paying me good money. So I had to go too, But I wanted to win the title. I wanted to be champ. That's what I wanted to do. And I knew that I had to, sacrifice. This is what I had to do.
So at this time, who was the champ? You remember who was the champ? That's who you, so you're coming up, you gotta move up the ranks to get the fight versus the champ. Yeah. But how is it though? Like, is it the more people you know, the better contact you can get that fight, or you gotta go through the ranks? You know what I'm saying?
Well, back then.
And do people duck people? Like, I know I hear the story, right?
Yeah.
But the champ, like, people want to fight, they don't want to, they gotta lose, right? They want to keep making money, so they're not gonna fight some dangerous dude that they're not gonna make money. So sometimes it's hard, right?
Yeah.
So who was the champ then?
Well, it happened to be Morguia.
Okay, right.
He was the king of New York.
Right, I remember that. I remember.
Golden Gloves.
Yeah.
He was like Mayweather back then. He was like Mayweather. It was like me knocking out Mayweather.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But he was like the man.
Right.
And I used to look up to him too. I looked up to him.
You knew him personally?
Not personally. I seen him. I said, "What's up?" Stuff like that.
Was he a cool guy?
Yeah, he was cool up until it was time for us to fight. People were saying all of this, and they were saying, because the commentators be on TV, oh man, 2 walks away, we got New York City, we got Aaron Davis, we got Morguia, man, gotta be a hell of a fight. What's this name? And I guess it probably got to him a little bit. It got to me, and I was like, then we had people, you had people outside that suit things up. He knew people I knew. They'd go back and tell him I said this, which I did, because I liked to win. I wasn't that kind of person.
So, what were the odds? Do you remember? Were you a big underdog?
The odds was 10-1.
Okay.
It was 10-1, and I think the day of the fight it was probably like 8-1.
Dude, I remember watching.
A lot of my friends did bet.
I remember watching that fight live. A lot of your friends bet on you?
Oh yeah, they came out to Nevada. They bet out there. I wish the fight was here in New York, but it wasn't really.
That's awesome. So, But I want to talk about when you were training to get that fight, right? So your pro fights, what does the training look like? When you hear you have a fight, is it now you bear down and you're like, I can't eat, I gotta run? Or do you train all year round? You're always in shape and you're ready. How does that work?
I always train. I just never let myself get out of shape. Like, I was always training. I always did the right thing. I know, and that's what's wrong with fighters today. I never drank alcohol. I never smoked weed. Never touched drugs. Never. I always did my running. If I wasn't training, I ran. You know, I always pretty much just stayed in the gym. I was a gym rat.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're coming up, like, so the goal is to fight Mark Breland. He's the champ, right? So how many fights did it take you to get to that point when you knew you wanted to do it? Was it a long road or did it happen quick?
Well, he wasn't my goal at first. It was just to get the title.
Right.
He was the next biggest thing out there. I always wanted to fight somebody else. I really didn't want to fight him because I knew him. You know,
who did he beat? I forgot. Well, how did he get?
He beat who was it? Marvin Starling. I think he beat.
Okay.
I think he beat. I forgot.
Right. He was a while. Yeah. So you're training to get to the Mark Breland fight. Do you remember when you got the call that you were fighting him? Like, how does that happen? So tell me how that happened.
Well, the media boosted everything up, and it was like.
Were you the number one ranked contender? Is that what it was?
No, not his way. The WBF, I think, the IBF, and I think the WBC. I was number one. You know, there was like 2 or 3 in there. You know, so we got that fight. We got the Breland fight. It made sense for, you know. It really, to be honest with you, there was a whole lot of easier guys. Like today, promoters wouldn't have made that fight.
Right, that's what I was saying to you.
They brought the easy guys.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And you know, my management wasn't so great. You know, they should have took the easier guys and did that business, and then let me and him fight with his title and I fight with my title.
Right.
The other champions, I could have beat them.
Right.
You know, it would have been probably an easy fight with them guys. You know, they didn't do business like that. But you know.
So you get the call. Who calls you? Your manager says the other.
The manager calls me.
They reach out to you. Breland's side reaches out to you. How does it work?
They reach out to Breland's manager. They reach out to my promoters. My promoters reach out to my managers, and then they contact me. We got you to fight. We got a date. You want this fight? Blah blah blah. And I'm like,
but and then you got to negotiate the person. Right? Yeah. He's the champ. He gets most of the money, right? It's but you could say if it's not something you want to do, if it's not enough for you, you could say nah, it ain't happening, right?
Yeah. Because my manager put so much pressure on this fight, so much pressure, and it was like, you don't want to fight, and I was like, yeah. Then they said, well, we get about X amount of dollars. Then when we here, when it's time to sign a contract, it's like this is more like, hell, I'm not taking that money. This money shit. It's nothing.
Right.
I'm like, get the hell out of here. I'm not taking that money.
Right.
And they're like, you're gonna have the title. You know, I'm like, nah, I'm not fighting him for that. You know. And
so it has to become like a business decision.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
So I'm like, no.
But then you think to yourself, if I win, then I can. Then you could call the shots because you got the test. Does it work like that?
So I'm gonna get to that. So there's a guy named Marco Manuno. He says, "Damn, I think you could beat this guy." I said, "Do you think?" I said, "Yeah, hell yeah."
Who's he? Just a promoter?
Yeah, he was a
friend.
He was a friend. He used to be a manager, you know, and he's a good friend of mine.
Okay.
It's an Italian guy, Marco Manuno.
Okay.
He was into boxing. He knew boxing.
Okay.
And he managed a few fighters, and he was like, "Do you think you could beat him, Aaron?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Damn." He says, "Well, you know, when you take the fight, you know what's going to get after that fight."
Right.
I said, "Yeah, but 50 fucking thousand." I said, "That'd be crazy. It's supposed to be 150 because back then money wasn't like it is today."
It wasn't pay per view. No, it was on a regular.
It was getting paid bucks like that.
But I'm saying, was it on a regular channel?
It was on channel. Was it 7? I think.
Okay, so it was on regular TV to fight. Okay.
So
I remember watching it live though, dude. That was great. Yeah, I was 20 years old. I remember watching that fight.
It was on ABC.
Okay.
7, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, hell no, that's no 50,000. Crazy? No. So I'm like, the time we get training expenses and all that stuff,
right.
So we come up to, you know, that's about 30,000 men. So the guy at the garden says, okay, well, we pay your training expenses. You know,
to try to sweeten the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a guy by the name Bobby Goodman, and so I'm like, damn, 50,000, nah. So Marco.
How much had you got previous to that? What was your biggest purse before that?
Well, I was getting money overseas.
Okay.
Overseas, I was making money. I was getting like, you know, money was good back then, 50, 60, 70.
Why? Because the boxing was more popular over there? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was getting money over there. So,
Okay.
When I was over there like every 2 months or 3 months, I was over there. But I go there and I come back here and I fight here now. That's how.
Did a lot of boxers do that back then?
No.
No, really.
No.
You just knew you had a little. Someone put you onto it and you just knew about it. Okay.
But what happened? The reason why I got on like that is because my manager, my father was training. They was training a European fighter, Christopher Tiozo. He was an Olympic silver medalist. He won the gold medal. They robbed him. It was a totally robbed in a fight. So his promoter needed them over there. So he brought me over there to the fight. That was part of the deal. Then he was like, damn, I'm sparring with Chris Tiozo and I'm beating him up. We fight and he's getting me. It was sort of even, He beats me up some days I beat him up.
Right.
He was bigger.
Right.
And he made me so much better.
Really?
And the crazy thing about it, I just hit him up on Facebook. He hit me up on Facebook not too long ago. And I was like, hey, that's not go. So I go over there and I'm fighting. And I'm fighting on the HBO TV. It's like their HBO was Canal Plus.
Okay.
So I'm fighting over there. On there, and I'm fighting there like every 2-3 months. I was making good money. Like nice place out there. They gave me a nice place out there. I was living, but I hated it out there.
Really?
But the money was good.
Right.
And back then, you could buy a house back then for like $150,000, a nice house.
I like that. I was for real estate into the fight. No, you're right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Was a lot of money.
Yeah, of course.
Money. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that.
That's good. That's right. And that same house would probably be worth about 800 now, right? That you would have bought for 150.
Yeah.
So,
but back then it was like, it was bad management too because let's take a breathing fight. We should have took that fight.
Really? So you regret taking it, even though you won the title?
I'm saying I wanted it as a fighter. You're gonna fight anybody.
Right.
They say
especially in the chair, you fight to the belt, right? That's the dream, right?
Like Marco told me, he says, listen, did you beat him? I said, yeah. He says, okay.
You were undefeated now.
Yeah, I was undefeated.
And so was he?
I think he took one loss.
Okay.
And he says, no, take the fight. He says, if you need enormous money and get after it, he said, I think you can stop this guy. He said, fight this guy, you beat this guy. So I took the fight. And I beat him. I knocked him out.
Did you think you were going to beat him?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, you did?
I never thought I was going to lose anybody ever fought. Never. I never went to a ring on the doubt of anything.
Like you can't, right? You can't. That's the way when I play ball, I feel like I never thought I was going to lose. You can't feel like that, right?
Even if I was a little out of shape, I never ever, I can honestly say that I'm not threatened like some people be like, oh, man. Oh, I never felt like that. I always felt like I could beat anybody.
Right.
I never believed I could get knocked out.
So do you think, you remember when Tyson was killing people? You think people were walking in there already scared that they think they couldn't win? That has a lot to do with it, right? And then after somebody would have with Buster Douglas, then people saw he lost his invincibility, right? So that's a part of it, mindset, right? Just like anything. In boxing, if you go in there thinking you ain't gonna win, you ain't gonna win, right?
Well, one thing about Buster always knew he could be fighting. For some reason, Style make fights, and Buster always said, I can beat that guy, he's too small. I always wanted to get the chance to fight him. There's always a fight where one guy shows up that night, and you be like, this guy shows up that night. I didn't even believe it was going to be that much hard of a fight with me. I worked hard. I knew I was ready. I felt I was going to knock him out. I just knew I was going to.
But dude, if I remember correctly, when you knocked him out, were you winning or?
Yeah.
You were winning on the card.
People watch the fight, they only see clippings. Yeah. No, I was winning the whole. I think the first round I dropped him. The second round I won. The third round I dropped him. I won the fourth, fifth. Sixth round kind of close. The seventh I won. The eighth I was winning, and then he came back on. Then I came back on. And then the ninth I knocked him out. Yeah, I was winning. But some people killed me because my eye was swollen, so they think that I was no, I was winning the whole fight. Yeah.
Okay, so you remember that night, like after you won, like how did you feel? You felt like did you feel like you made it, like all your hard work paid off, and that was it? Or were you not happy? Were you as happy as you thought you were gonna be?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I just knew I was gonna win. I really.
But that wasn't a big milestone for you to win the belt. Like you weren't excited, really?
Nah,
really?
No. It's crazy that people always ask me like, it was like, just a regular fight.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, People said, "Oh man, I was so happy I jumped up," but after people like, "Yo, champ, yo, this nigga," I'm like, I just want to fight. It's a fight. I just want.
But people treated you different after that.
Yeah,
Did you feel
somewhat. But I
bad?
really never hung around. I never did. I never was out. Never went to parties.
So was the advice that guy gave you, did it come true? Was
Yeah,
you had
yeah,
more opportunities after that?
Yes.
Yeah, so now you call the shots the next fight.
Yes.
Okay.
And he made no.
No.
Listen, my promoter was working with. My promoter was Bobby Goodman. He worked for. He's Master Carter, Maximum. And they work together. You gotta have smart managers. Like I knew now. I never been in that fight. And right after that, I jumped right into the hotel. You understand?
Yeah.
But I was getting paid a lot of money from that hotel. So I broke my hand 2 weeks. 2 weeks before the Mildred fight at 3 different places. So I go to the doctor. So the doctor says, "You might never be able to fight again. Never ever fight. Your hand is missing." So I'm like, damn. I did a lot of money. I fought 2 tune-ups after that.
Okay.
So I'm like, what? They said, yeah, you might not want to be able to fight again. Well, I don't think you're going to be able to fight. This fight me like 40% after you get the surgery. So I'm like, damn. So, do I go get this money now? About 1.2 now? Or
Also, it was 1.2
Yeah, I
for the
said-
11. But the tune-ups, were they bigger than after what the tune-ups big
no,
money too?
it was bullshit.
Okay.
The tune-up was bullshit, right? So I said, do I go get this money now? Or I just wait to see if my hand fits? Because I'm going to be off a whole year. Probably never going to fight again.
At that time, was Meldrick, he was dangerous.
Yeah.
Right?
He just had portion bits.
Oh, yeah.
He fought a couple other fights. So I'm like,
dude, what do you think about that fight? We just got to talk about that fight.
I think they should. I think they.
Is that right that he's not supposed to know how much time when he stops?
Nah, the referee don't know.
Right, he's not. It's not his job to know, right? So you think he did the right
I
thing?
think he did right.
Okay.
He was getting hit with shots. He was winning the fight. 2 more seconds. Like,
That was crazy, right?
So I said to myself, I said, do I take this fight? Or do I just get my hand fixed and see if I can fight either one?
So what would you have to do? You can't postpone it. I've seen. Can you postpone?
Yeah, but
Or someone else? He would have to fight someone else.
Yeah,
He would
but
have lost the fight.
when he sucked out the phone, I still went to my belt for a while.
Right.
But there's a big chance I may not be able to fight him if we fight again. Because once you get the surgery, now they want to do checks to make sure that it's right, it's in his not right, they not going to fight. But nobody knew my hand was broken. The boxing commission, nobody knew. So now I'm good. So I can either just take this fight or don't take it. Now, I'm not making excuses.
Of course. Yeah.
I lost.
Yeah.
No excuses.
Right.
But it was a close fight. He didn't beat me up. He won it. But for some reason, I was losing weight. Just losing weight. I came up the day before the fight. The day of the win, I was like 42. I had eat food. I've never been that night. I was looking like a skeleton. Some of it just did something to my immune system.
Right.
Because I'm training, I still had to run, I still had to work out. And I still had to spar, but I had to hit like
Right.
And I took the fight. After the fight, next day, I got back in New York, I got my hand fixed. And it was a successful job. It was a very good doctor.
Okay.
He's one of the best hand doctors in the nation.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to tell you this.
Okay. So after that fight, were you like, so he had the belt after that?
Yeah.
Right. And were you like, were you trying to get it back, or was that?
No, I moved up in weight. I fought the fight. I fought a couple more tournaments, and I fought a six for a junior. I beat the guy, just beat him. The announcer said I lost the fight by 1 point. The scorecard said I won the fight. But then we looked at the scorecards. So they lost the scorecards. So we looked at the scorecards. They said, oh, we're going to change this or this and that. And they lost the scorecards.
No, but what's the deal with that? Like, there's a lot of, like, I see that happens a lot about it. Right? They kind of turn people off to the sport, right?
Yeah.
That happens a lot of times.
Well, my thing, we was in Monaco before Pretend. I was with my matchmaker. My promoter was Master Spivak. My matchmaker was with, he was matchmaker, he ran the things, he was promoter, running things from Master Regard. So he used to work for Don King. It was Bob Goodwin. my opinion, what I think, you know, it could not be true. I gotta say that.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, sure.
Or me, I think it was true.
Okay.
He took the fight with Mildred. He probably didn't think I was going to beat him, but he took the fight because he got some money for Duvas on the table.
Right.
You know, they give money on the table.
Yeah.
At first, they tried to give me the Mildred fight. I chunked the Mildred fight down because they was offering me $500,000, and I said no. I'm not taking no $500,000. So Marco was like, "Again, I asked him." And Marco said, "No, they came back with less money." And Marco was like, "Nah, you're supposed to get at least $1 million and fucking $1.5 million. They need you. You don't need that motherfucker." So my trainer went. You know, Marco told me, and said, "You need to stay out of my fucking fight. His business, they were friends. And mind your business. He's gonna blow this fight. He's gonna blow this opportunity." No, they came at me first at like $200,000-300,000, some bullshit.
Right.
Oh, sorry for this.
No. So
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah. So I went to the garden and said, "Nah, I need to go. Y'all never been to my house, and you've never been to the bars. When we take this fight so bad, because my opinion, what I think, it may not be true, but he was working with Duvas to the fight. They worked together. Now, it was easy for him to get money on the side from Duvas. He worked for the Gardens. The Gardens before they gave him the other side.
Right.
So Duvas was saying, put this fight together, and what we do is, we got maybe $2 million. We got $2 million here for you guys. $2 million. You tell me what you want me to tell the Garden we gave you, because Garden, this guy was from everything. Garden, they give him a check on the side. This is what they do.
Right.
Give him a check on the side. So, and that's how they cut the money up. So he comes back to me with 200 and 300 and 400 and a half, you know, all this stuff. So when he got to a number, Marco says, "Take it," because I'm being him going back and forth. Man, I'm like, nah. So Bobby came to my house and said, "You don't think you can beat me?" I'm like, "My house over in Bronxville." I was living in Parkchester, the place over there. He comes up in a limousine. He said, "You know, if you think you can beat him, I think you can beat him. I think, do you think you can beat him? You're not scared of him right now, right?" You know, that super Don King. So I'm sitting up there. I'm like, hell no, I ain't fucking scared. I'm going for a little while. Well, fight this motherfucker. You can beat this guy, man. That's going to be $500,000, man. You're going to beat this motherfucker. You know what you're going to get after this? You're going to be a fucking man. You hear me, Aaron? I love you. And I'm like, no. Yeah, that's what but he had, okay, I got to go talk to his boss. He had to go check his boss. Then I went down. I think that's the first time I met Checker. Checker or somebody. He used to run the garden.
But shouldn't you be, since you're the champ, right? You should be the one calling the shot, right? And,
Yeah.
And it should be going to Mildred instead of coming to you, right?
My manager wasn't that fucking bright, so, you know, I had people in my ear, this and that. No, when you got a good manager, like if I knew what I knew now, it would be a whole different story.
Okay. I mean, dude, but to make 1.2 in the 90s is still not bad, right?
Yes,
Did you, and what you talked about before, like houses and stuff, did you know that? And did you make moves and not really like you should have?
Yeah, not like a shit.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Like a shit.
Right.
But you know, but now today it's all different now. You know, a lot of people are educated about it now because managers know they can work those managers are still not my manager.
Right. Right. But there was a lot of corruption back then. I mean, but as far as boxing itself, I liked it better back then. I mean, my favorite fights were like Sugar Ray Leonard, like that era with Hagler and Hearns, right? There's nothing like that now, right?
Let me tell you something. Fighters, and I hate it, I'm glad fighters are making money down today.
Of course.
They deserve it.
Right.
They didn't even have, today they don't even have to fight. They would fight.
Right.
These guys are, okay, your turn. Okay, your turn.
Right. Well, you said they deserve it.
Yeah.
But the same thing with basketball, right? To me, I liked it better when it was like Bird and Magic and Jordan.
Yeah,
Now they're making the money, but it's not as good anymore,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm not trying to hate on anybody making money,
Yeah.
but it wasn't about money. Dudes come in millionaires, they don't even gotta win anymore.
These
They
guys
don't care. Wanted to win.
These guys,
Yeah, that's what I'm
these
saying.
guys played hard.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the money. They
That's what I'm
wanted to
saying.
win.
Yeah.
Now, even today, fighters, they losing. You watch some of these fights, a fighter know he's losing the fight, and you know what he does? He's like, okay, I made my peace with God. I'm just going to lose. I'm not going to get hurt. And he lose by decision. Don't even before. Like look at Achille Gani.
Oh, that's my man, bro. Yeah.
Achille Gani,
Yeah.
and Mickey Ward.
Yeah.
guys are trying to
I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
They're trying to win.
Yeah.
They're trying to hurt each other.
Right.
They think one thing he's losing, another thing they really trying to kill
Yep.
each other. They trying
The
to
money's
win.
the furthest thing from their mind.
That's right. They want to
Yeah,
win.
yeah.
He doesn't want to lose these guys.
Yep.
It's not like that in boxing no more. These guys.
It's not like in anything anymore.
Yeah. No,
Right.
especially boxing.
Yeah.
You watch a fight today, everybody wants to fight like Mayweather.
Right.
Mayweather used to, when he was fighting a small way, he used to go after people. He used to knock people out. He stopped people. And people that, he's not a puncher. I think he can punch, but he stops people in their tracks. Like I see guys like Canelo fought Mayweather.
Right.
He was going that, but then he stopped going that.
Right.
So Mayweather must got a little sting, a little crack, or
Right.
something to keep you off him.
Right.
And he didn't run for him. He fought him. He stood on, he held this around. He beat him. I was surprised at that, But fighters today, it's all about showtime. It's they just don't want to get hurt. And I'm not. Nobody wants to hurt. I don't think anybody should get hurt. But these guys, they just ain't fighting. Like
Right.
you said, like with basketball, like it's so different.
Yeah.
People don't have in boxing. They don't have that pride. Like kill me in here. I don't want
That's
to
it.
lose.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
I do not want
Right.
to lose.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to kill them.
Yep.
in here.
Dudes are flopping in basketball. Like that's what the game turned into.
That's what I like about Phil. I like about your son. Phil is going in there. You got to kill him. You have to kill him. He's not leaving nothing.
That's great. Yeah,
In
to see
there,
that, especially now.
yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's rare now, right?
Yeah, like just like I seen the other day a fight. This guy Heard fought, and I forgot the other guy's name was just on BPS the other day, whatever that station is.
Dude, what about Wilder? Was that
No.
with that other
Yeah.
guy? Yeah.
Okay, just say Wilder.
Yeah.
Wilder is trying to hurt you.
Right.
These guys today are trying to win
Right.
and not get hurt.
Right,
They
right.
wanna assist.
Yeah,
They don't want to get
yeah.
hurt. They're not going in there. These guys going. Wilder's going. These guys going. It's like somebody shooting a 22, and then Wilder's going boom, boom. He's like, he's serious.
Yes.
Like you're gonna shoot them 22s.
Right.
You're gonna try to win on points. But me, I am going to try to hurt you.
Right.
And you know what? It's not so much as it's not really a lot of fighters for it because a lot of people don't know how to train fighters. I see a lot of people, fathers that come to the gym, they bring their kids to the gym to work out. Nothing about boxing.
Okay.
And then 2 months later on, I'm just going to train my son myself. And then he starts bringing kids from the neighborhood. He's training them, and he's become a trainer. But he has no idea.
That's life, man. Many times people think they know about
Yeah.
real estate because they bought a
I
house.
was gonna
Now
say
they're an
that.
expert, right? Yeah. People are bugged like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like-
I go there and they're gonna tell me. You call me to your house to tell you how much your house is worth, but then you're gonna tell me how much it's worth.
It's worth more.
Yeah. It don't make
It's
no
a
sense,
lot
right?
more worth than that.
Right. Yeah.
And then you tell them, they say, nah, well, I'm just going
Right.
to hold on to it because next year it's going to worth another $3. I understand. You
Right,
gotta
I
do
know what you
that.
said. So they bring their kids in, you train them for 2 months, and then they think they could take over.
Yeah,
right?
they take over.
Yeah.
Now they become this trainer. And, boxing, and tell you, this is one time, boxing is the only sport a person can put a towel on their shoulder and say, they're coach.
Right.
You just go online, apply for the boxing license, and you're a boxing coach.
Okay, so tell me, what makes a good trainer? What do you think makes a good trainer?
You got to be able to you first of all, I believe that you had to be in there. Now, back in the days, you really didn't have to get in there because you was in the gym. There are so many good fighters and so many great trainers that you could learn how to train people because you could see it. Because people know how to explain things to people. Today, a guy goes on YouTube and he says, okay, this is a jab, this is a right, just jab right, hook, that's it, step back, do the Mayweather. They doing the pass, the Mayweather, like, and they don't really know how to do pass. So they doing the Mayweather, blah, blah, blah. It looks pretty, it looks good. But a person's never going to fight the way the Mayweather thing does. But Mayweather doesn't train like that. He does that for show. He doesn't. People are so crazy, delusional. He doesn't train like that. That's not. He just do all that stupid stuff.
Right.
Not stupid.
Yeah.
He does that for warm.
Yeah, for flash.
It works for him.
Yeah.
And that's why he's a great fighter today. Like when Mike Tyson was fighting, 7'5" people trying to fight. For example, trying to fight like Mike Tyson. Roy Jones, everybody wants to be Roy Jones.
Right.
Now everybody wants to be Mayweather. Those are some people's styles. Nobody has their own identity.
Yeah, you gotta do you, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nobody has their own identity.
Yep.
And the trainers want to give them their favorite fighter's identity, or give them their identity. Me, I just think teach a fighter basics and let him follow his own path. Let him get his own identity. Give him the basics. And a lot of trainers don't know how to teach basics. Like look at Earl Spence. You watch Earl Spence?
Yeah.
Earl Spence is one of the best fighters. Also, he used basics. And he's beating everybody with basics. And he's fighting them. He's doing the right thing. He's jabbing when he's resting. And he's fighting when he's coming after you. And he's winning fights like crazy.
Okay. So you think it's basically, but as far as you push these guys hard, like you mentioned, Phil, how many people do you train at once?
I don't like to train two people at one time.
Okay.
I like to train one person at a time.
Okay.
I like to train one person at a time. Sometimes.
Is that what most trainers do, or people train?
No, you got trainers. They train this guy, that guy. This guy's only hitting the bag like this.
By the way, he's making swinging, flailing motions. You can't see on the podcast.
Yeah. Like it's all right to train two people at a time, if they already got experience. And, you can overlook, you can watch, but you got 2-3 new people at one time. It's hard to train them all at one time because no way they're going to get it right. They're going to be throwing punches all over the place. Then you got these trainers that teach a fighter everything the same day. You want to teach them foot, right, jab, left hook, because everything is not. It's impossible. Me, I think you just do the 1-2, 1-2 until they get that right. And then the next day, and then the next week, or as soon as you get that right, whenever you get it right, the 1-2 hook, left the 1-2 hook, 1-2 uppercut, stuff like that.
Right. And you're training people only to be pros, or you train people?
I got training amateurs too.
Okay.
Yeah, right now I got 2 pros now.
Okay.
And I have, I have these 2 pros. They both 1-0, and they're both going to fight sometime next month. Probably Mohegan Sun, a heavyweight and a junior middleweight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what's funny? I remember training with Lou Duval, Honey Boy, back in the day, and he told me, he's like, "Yo, dude, what are you doing this for? Like, you're gonna go in here, you're gonna get your face, your nose is gonna get messed with the teeth. If you don't need this," he kind of like talked me out of it.
Yeah.
Like he was saying, because I was doing it just for a hobby. Like, when I was going to train, I was playing ball. I wanted to just go to get in shape and just do it. And he kind of made me say, like, I'm like, what? I went in, I was sparring. They put some big dude in there. I remember, I felt like my teeth were loose. I was like, I don't know why I'm doing it. You know what I mean? It's cool though, but it's you gotta really want it, right? To go in there, right?
It's actually good for lose weight.
To get in shape, right?
It's actually good. So when you get to a street fight, you be all right. Because when you get to a fight, you're not used to fight. You get very tired.
You're right.
Fast.
You're right. Build your stamina. Yeah. I was doing it for that too. Yeah.
You get tired fast because it's like you're not used to that. Anything you're not used to doing, you're gonna get tired.
Right.
Like I see a lot of guys, they walk up shape, ripped up, they be shaking, but y'all want to work out. Yeah, I want to do this and that. How much is $15 an hour to train? You're gonna train. You might train with a couple of people, but how much? I want 2 hours. Okay, you're not gonna do 2 hours. They be ripped up. 10, 15 minutes. Because it's a whole different workout.
Right.
And they're like, they see, they be like, yo, man, I didn't know it was like this.
Yeah.
Maybe because I didn't eat breakfast today.
I see dudes like that run on the treadmill for hours, and then when you go play a ball, they can't run. It's different. Running on a treadmill is not the same. Right?
I see guys, when they go outside, they go running, and they run the treadmill. Oh, do an hour treadmill. They can't do 15 minutes outside.
Right, it's real.
I keep telling people, you don't run the treadmill. The treadmill runs you. It's a whole different thing, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So, for new people, what do you think about boxing now versus what about the UFC? You think you
Okay, I'm gonna get to that. The reason why people love UFC and the reason why people don't like boxing because people like to see people get hurt. People like to see people fight. Not so much as get hurt.
Right, but when we talk about Mayweather not getting hit, it's boring. You could give him his props, but it's still boring to watch as a fan, right? That's why the Gotti War, we love that stuff, right?
But Mayweather moved up into weight. Can't knock him for the way he fights because he moved up in weight. These guys are much bigger than him. He's a small guy. He's protecting himself. He's just winning on points. You know, he's not knocking nobody out.
No, but it's not fun to watch, right? As for a fan, maybe you as a trainer, like you respect the art, but for fans, they want to see dudes fight. I know you said like the UFC, right?
Like Mayweather fight, you know that's not going to get knocked out 90%. You know, you call Papa John. You're on the 27th. You're on the 27th floor. You can take the elevator downstairs, go back upstairs. You come back. The same thing he was doing from round 2, and you got back in round 6. He's still doing the same thing.
Did you ever think anybody was going to do? I thought Pacquiao had a shot, right? Didn't you think? I thought Pacquiao
had a shot earlier, but
it was too late, right? If he was younger, he would have had a shot, right?
I mean, but Mayweather was just a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He's skillful, you know.
I think also UFC, they give you the big fights. Like they don't like, right? Like what you said before. Now the trainers or the code managers, they're not going to put somebody in if it's dangerous. And the UFC, they want to fight everybody. Like you said, right? They want to fight. Nobody really does nobody. Dudes are going in.
It would help boxing out a lot. And made boxing really big was WWE, ECW, WWF, whatever. Because people see the promoters see how the wrestlers, the wrestler was saying, I'll kill you, and this and that. So now the boxers, they do that.
Right.
Oh, you see, the reason why UFC is so big because they talk shit.
Right.
And they back it up.
Right.
They talk shit.
Right.
And they go out there and they fucking fight. They rumble. They go out there and they fight, and they're gonna fight.
Right.
In boxing, they talk so I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, dude, but they can hype it up. But then if they go out and they don't fight, it don't matter anyway, right?
Let me explain to you. 90% of the boxers, this what kills me. They say they're gonna hurt this guy, they're gonna kill this guy, they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that, the pressure and everything. As soon as the bell rings. Okay, your turn. Then the guy goes at him.
Right.
And then he punches, then he moves back. And then he throw 4 punches at him.
Right.
And then he goes at him.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, like whenever it was fighting Tyson, remember they would just hold them.
Yeah.
They said they were gonna do all this, and then they would just be holding on the whole fight.
And then you like all that crap you was talking. Yo, you two guys said Joe was gonna fight.
Right.
Yo. Yeah. Now UFC is different. Boxing before, when you was in front of a TV, when you watch fight Sugar Ray, Durant, all these guys.
I watched it the other night. I watched Sugar Ray versus Hagler.
Yeah. Let me finish telling you. When you walk away from that TV, the fight could be over like that. Somebody can get hit and it's over. Because two people were really fighting to hurt each other.
Yep.
It wasn't no points and, no, they was trying to hurt each other.
Right.
Now, today, boxers, they not trying to hurt, they just want to win on points. They want to be in great shape. They want to hit, move, and win on points. UFC, they are trying to hurt each other. If you get up and you walk away from that TV to go to that refrigerator and don't get back in time, it can be over like that.
Yes.
Boxing, you already know the fight's not going to
go. So you think it hurt boxing?
Yeah, I think it hurts boxing.
Took a lot of their fans.
Yeah, well, I would say everybody wants to fight like, you see, when I mean everybody wants to beat up Mayweather over, Mayweather will beat you up. He will fight you, move, put his hands down, slip, but he stayed busy. He stayed ahead in fights. He made sure he was ahead. When he was younger, when he was fighting with little weights, he was stopping people. He had a lot of knockouts. He was beating people up. But you got to understand that he does this because them guys are much bigger than him. To me, they're much bigger than him. He doesn't have the same power he had when he was fighting 130, 135, whatever like that. But these other guys are the same weight as somebody, and they just.
What did you think about the thing with him and McGregor? You think that was all? You thought that was real?
No, I think it was a good fight. I think it was real. McGregor really thought he was going to go out there and did something, and he did. And he went on the run. He said, "Man, that's it. He got winded."
Right.
Yeah.
But he was at a big disadvantage, right? I mean, he was in his element, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
McGregor was in his
right.
He was smashed me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he just smashed him. But, listen, McGregor went for the money. He did what he did. It was easy money for Mayweather.
So, I guess I mean, I don't like it as much as I don't like any, to me, even basketball now is not the same as it was back then, right? Everything, what we talked about is hard, right? I remember Celtics Lakers. They wanted to beat each other, right? There was wars, right? The Pistons with the Bulls. It's not like that in basketball either. They're friends, like the other team. Like I like when you want it, right? Right?
They don't do that. You don't see it anymore. I see some coaches, they have some coaches, and they tell their guys, they say, listen, yo, you need a knockout. You don't need a win. You need a knockout.
Right. You're
so far behind. He tells him, you hear me? You hear me? Guy, he said, dude, I'm talking. Yeah. When this fight round ring, this belt ring, you run out there. You got to stand there if you want this fight. Because you losing this fight. You need a knockout. You hear me? Don't back up. You go get him. You hear me? Yeah, get up. The guy got a day.
I always like that too.
He's backing up. Yo, I'm like, I seen one guy. He told his grandson that he was training him. He's like, you go out there. He said, you get up off that stool. You need a knockout. You got 2 more rounds. Do you hear me? He said, yeah. He said, don't you back up. When that you go get him. Do you hear me? Don't back up. Be a man. Do you want this fight? Yeah. Dane. His grandfather jumped up with the child. That's it. You don't want to fight. You don't want to fight. You're embarrassing. Yo, come on, bro. You don't want to fight.
Right.
You know, have pride. You got your family there. You got your friends there. I remember when I fought Vinny Pazienza in that fight. This guy was still trying to win. I'm beating the bricks off of him. Did you see that fight?
I didn't.
Yeah, watch it on YouTube.
I will.
Yo, I'm beating up. He's still coming. He's like, he's all busted up. He has stitches all over. He's busted. And he's like, don't stop this. Don't you even think about it, coach. You better not stop this. He's trying to go. Right?
And stuff. Do you ever think like, yo, I don't want to really hurt this dude, and something like that? When dudes are like that, and it could go too far. Do you ever, if you're in there, is that a problem sometimes? Like,
no.
Well, you remember what was the dude that Mancini, right? The dude died. The Chinese guy, he killed him in the ring. I think that affected him after that fight, right? He wasn't the same. That's what a lot of people said.
A lot of people tell me that when they kill somebody, like I knew a guy, Bob McCullough. He killed this guy. He was like 70-something and 1 or 70-something. Back then, they had fights like that.
Right.
And he killed somebody. He said he never was the same.
So if you see like you said, the Vinny Pence fight, like dude keeps coming and you know he got nothing left, do you still go like you pull that hold back a little?
No.
You can't, right? You can't, right?
No.
In there, you can't do that.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Because that's the rough job. But I'm like, man, this guy is like, But I didn't really know that. I know it's winning, but you don't really know you beat the guy so well until you watch the fight after.
Right.
Why did you this one?
Right.
Because you in that zone. You're in that zone to hurt him, fight him to death. That's it.
Right.
Like when I fought for the world title, my eye was like this. And the referee's like, they want to stop it. I'm like, they didn't go stop this fight.
When the one with Breland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I remember it. That's why I had to, like you said, I felt like you were losing because it was your eye, right?
Yeah. But you watch the fight. You watch the fight. You can watch it around the whole fight. I won the fight. But and I'm busted up. He's busted up. He's trying to win. I'm trying to win.
Right.
Yeah, we both live in New York. We in Nevada. Nobody want to go home and lose. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
He was ready to die out there. I'm ready to die out there. Bottom line.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
These fights today, they're like, oh, not coach. You sit down, I can't see. Referee is like, let me say, you want to continue? I can't see, man.
And then after they stop it, they say, why are you stopping?
They jump up like that. And they jump up, why are you stopping? You don't want to fight.
That's funny.
Even if you can't see out the eye, like when I couldn't see out my eye, I was like, yes, I can see. Yeah, I can see that. They so stupid. I had this eye open. How many fingers? See, 2. Because I still got this eye.
Right. So one of my favorite fights of all time was Hagler Hearns. Right?
Yeah, great fight.
What do you think your favorite fight ever was to watch?
My favorite fight was Sugar Ray and Tommy.
Really? That was a great fight too. They fought more than once, right? He fought.
Yeah,
I know.
2-3 times.
Right. Yeah.
That first fight.
Okay.
Both was trying.
Yeah. That was a sick fight.
Nobody was like, yo. Nobody wanted to lose that fight. These were fights, man. I watched some of the heavyweight fights, like the Foreman and these guys. Yo, Joe Frazier was getting breaks beat off him. He got lifted up on his.
Off the floor.
He had the tax records. Then he had bad eye, and they still let him fight. Back then, their physicals wasn't like.
Right. Yeah.
And he lifted him up off the floor.
Yeah, that was sick.
And he got up and still started. Man, these fighters today, they get a little scratch. They like, that's it, coach. Oh, coach, that's it.
But that's like you said, styles make fights,
Yeah.
right? Because Foreman with Frazier,
Yeah.
and then Ali beat Foreman, but then
Yeah.
Frazier beat Ali. So
Yeah.
that's what you mean,
And
right?
Frazier gave him a harder time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the
Frazier
style
beat
didn't.
Ali.
Yeah. Who do you think is the best ever? Do you think it's Ali? Do you think it's Tyson? Who
I
do you
think
think?
Ali was the best.
That's Ali.
He knows how to adapt. When he was younger,
Right.
you know, when he was younger, he was a fighter.
It's tough watching,
5
dude.
years
Like
old.
when he fought Holmes at the end.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Watching it at the end. Even watching Tyson losing to guys like that, it's hard,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Tyson.
Yeah.
Tyson was,
He was just fighting for money. You know what I mean? He wasn't even like, that was bad.
Tyson.
Yeah, okay. I remember the night he lost to Buster Douglas. I was like, shocked.
Like, even like Rocky Marciano, he was tough. Yeah, Rocky Marciano.
Yes. So that's. I appreciate you coming, man. And anybody, if you're looking to train, my man is the Mars Park Gym. I don't know if you're taking on the people, if you.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of other trainers.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of other trainers. Yeah, like 7
So I thank you. It's a great story. I remember watching that fight. It was amazing. So when I end, here's what I do. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I'm going to ask you your favorite, because I like basketball, I like hip hop. So I'm going to ask you your favorite NBA player, your favorite rapper, and your favorite either rap song or album. So you can start with NBA player. Who is all time? It don't have to be now. It can be
The best all time, Larry Bird.
my man. That's my guy,
No,
bro.
for real.
That's my guy.
Yo,
Yeah.
people look at me.
Yo, Larry Bird.
People used to don't know. You can't see.
I love it, dude. I got a jersey in my house. I do the thing. I mean, dude, he was, to me, there's no thing. I agree with you. Listen, I know Jordan was Jordan. You know, I'm not gonna question that. But so you were a Celtic, were you a Bird fan, or you just
No, I
looking
just like to
back?
watch him.
Watch it. Yeah. Okay.
He was a hustler.
Yes.
He played.
Yeah, he left it all out there, like we were talking about.
Yeah, he took it
I
all.
remember they jumping, hit his face on the
behind.
thing. Yeah, that's it. He played the game the right way, right? So what about hip hop, rapper? Who's your favorite rapper? all time?
I used to like Ray music.
Okay. And what's either your favorite song or rap album?
Which one?
Yeah, what do you like? Either one. You could do a song, rap
My
album.
favorite song was.
It don't have to be from Run DMC. It could be from anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
It could be just your favorite rap song of all time.
Oh,
or
my
your favorite
favorite rap song?
Yeah.
I was
Really? Yeah. So you just like Run DMC, like the old
Yeah.
school stuff back in the day. Okay.
I'm like, there's all this other stuff. Rap songs today is either talking about sex,
Yeah,
getting high, or killing somebody.
Back then it was
None of it's positive.
Yeah,
It's
you're
all
right.
negative.
You're right. You're right.
It, like, even these TV shows they got on. It's crazy. The TV shows that they get on, though. A lot of people get mad. Oh, you're talking about black people. Yo, this, that, yo. I'm black.
Yeah.
You understand? I hate to see people they downgrade themselves. It's like the TV shows that they put on. It's like, oh, the shows the girls. It's like, oh, it's all right to have a date a guy who has a girl that's white.
Right.
It's all right. Go on date
Yeah.
to cab.
Yeah.
Most of the shows.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Downgrade
You know?
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, and
They're
these little-
proud, like being
yeah,
a side.
and
Yeah.
these side chicks.
Yeah.
And these little girls are
Yeah.
watching.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Yo, these little girls are watching these shows,
You're right.
and then these people are watching with their mothers, and they believe, okay, it's all right to mess with somebody who has somebody.
Right.
It's all right to be somebody's side,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
And then then the music is either sex or killing somebody.
Yeah, you're
you
right.
know.
Yep.
It's crazy.
So
It's not
when
like
you
the-
train, what music did you
No.
get high to?
Well, I tell people nobody can play music in the gym. It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
We have kids there.
Right.
So we play music, but it's music now that we just started this. But there's no cursing in the music, you know, there's no motherfucker, this and that. Oh, then you got lady rappers, none of that stuff that you talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's out this world,
Yeah.
man. Like, you know,
Also, when you train, you didn't train to music at all.
nah, we don't really put music in the
Really?
music in the gym.
That's-
A lot of people complain. I said, listen, if you want to train the music, you get you some earphones.
Yeah.
You put your earphones on, you listen to all the curse songs, all that stuff right there. I don't care, but we're not gonna have it here. People, oh man, this is so wet. When you go to this gym, yo, they play music. That's good. That's great. That's fine. Maybe you should go to that gym. You know, You can ask your son. He'll tell you. I'd be like, nah, you go to another gym.
Right.
I don't really care.
Right.
So I just took on a partner with the gym just now, like about 2 months, too much for me. I just took on a partner, but he wants to play some music here and there, not crazy. We just started.
So, you mean as a trainer or you're
No, a
the
partner
gym?
that's only.
You own your
Yeah, Mars partner.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Really? So, I would take them. Do they train kids? Whatever.
Yeah. I got trainers. I got people who's good. I know who's good with kids. Your son is great with kids. Feels good, great with kids.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna look into that, man. So I appreciate it, man. I love spending time with you. Thank you for sharing your journey, man.
Okay.
All right.
No problem.
All right, brother.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Anytime.